go into the story that like I'm pretty well fucking convinced now. I mean, it's a bit of a lengthy story, so I'll try and get through it. So my wife to be,
Holy shit, that's scary.
someone likes Lee. Fuck.
Getting married? Holy shit, bro, that's crazy.
I know
That's
my
so
life's
scary.
over. So I don't even remember how long ago this was now. It's got to be 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago, her mother
I
went.
thought you didn't remember.
It has to be 2 years ago. Her mom went away for a trip, so I believe this is when she went to Nicaragua for a week. Irrelevant, or however long it was. Point is, she's home alone, and for a little while, she had been experiencing some spooky stuff. She'd hear footsteps and whatnot. Didn't make too much of it, but then, I mean, things start to progress, and regardless, scary stuff or not, I had planned to spend that week with her anyways, just so she wouldn't have to be home alone. But like the night her mom left, I'm pretty sure it was that night, or maybe it was a couple weeks before. I remember her telling me the story, anyways, that she would hear footsteps leading up to her room, and then stop at her doorway, and she would hear breathing outside of her door.
Oh god, dude, that's
Terrible.
And here's the thing: I don't know about you guys, I cannot sleep with my door open.
I don't. Yeah, I actually
typically
agree.
close mine.
I do.
typically-
I always keep mine closed.
Never. I cannot. Like legit. I don't know if it's correlation or causation, but if I sleep with the door open, there is a 95% chance that I am getting sleep paralysis that night. Like 100%.
Oh, because the demon can just walk in instead of having to open
Yeah,
the
just
door.
fucking strutting, man. Yeah.
By the way, I
no,
don't
might be
like
a
that she
psychological
called
trigger.
me out of how loud I breathed at the door. I was just making sure everyone was okay.
Making
He
sure
was
she
out
was
of-
safe. Yeah, no.
He was
I
out of
appreciate it.
breath. He ran upstairs.
Yeah.
So-
you heard me. You heard me run pretty fast.
So here's the thing: she used to sleep with her door open all the time, and I'm pretty sure she still did it after she had those experiences. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? You're hearing shit breathe outside of your
You're
doorway?
fucking
What was that
crazy."
shit?" And she would have these wild nightmares and dreams where like she'd wake up and her room's basically destroyed. And I'm like, "Girl, what is going on here?" So I had come over that week, and we're a couple days in, and she's telling me about some spooky stuff's going on, like the footsteps, the breathing outside of her door. But the thing that I found quite interesting is that her dog kept going to the bottom of the staircase, the main staircase from the first 2 floors, and would just stare in a specific spot at the bottom of that staircase. I'm like, okay, neat, interesting. And my mom, my sister, a lot of my family, they're very big on this stuff. And so she'd tell my sister, like, you know what, Lee, like take some incense over and just tell her to light some incense and she'll be fine. And I was like, all right, whatever. So she gave me a brand new pack of incense to take over to.
What scent?
I don't fucking
Cinnamon ganache?
do they have smells? I thought it was like a one kind of thing.
No, they obviously do.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so she gave me this brand new pack. And I that morning, I grab my stuff, I go off to work, and for whatever reason, when I got to her house that day, I decided I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna bring in the incense because again, at this point, I did not believe in any of this stuff. I was a big skeptic, and I was like, it's fine, whatever, I don't need it. I spend the night, go home from work the next day, and I come into my room, and there are incense all over the floor, and I was like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? So I could pick them up, and then I was like, but I had the box in my car. And I go into my car, and the box that I had in my car was completely empty. But it's a brand new box, untouched. And I was like, that's kind of bizarre. Like, how did these come out? And so I tell my mom, so I was like, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen? Like, all these. And she was like, oh, well, like, whatever is in the house that's scaring your wife to be obviously didn't want you to bring the incense. So, like, that happened.
So now it knows where you live too? That's
Right?
fucked, bro.
Right? So I was
Jesus
like, again,
Christ.
still being a skeptic, I was like, that's not what happened. Like, it's super coincidental, but kind of interesting nonetheless. So, for anyone who doesn't know, if you're spiritual and stuff, burning sage to smoke out a house is something to do to rid the house of spirits. I don't know how it works. Again, I was a skeptic. I don't know.
He's
So-
a geologist, remember. He's not.
I know a girl
I'm a
named
geologist.
Sage. So does that work the same?
Yes, it does work the same.
She's this girl's
Not-
on fire.
I'm not a geometrist. I don't know. So I mean, things had progressed. Her dog kept staring at the exact same spot, but now it got to this point where the dog would stare at the spot, and the light, literally right above that spot, when the dog was there staring, the light would flicker. Okay, electrical bulb, but when the dog's not there, the light's fine. But when the dog's there, it's starting to flicker. kind of interesting. So I'd stayed over one night with my dog, brought my dog over, and my dog's doing the exact same stuff her dog's doing and staring at the same spots. And then we go to bed, and my dog goes to bed and then gets up, like all perked up, runs to the top of the stairs, looks back down at the bottom of the stairs, the exact same spot. And I was like, okay, something's fucked up here. Now I'm getting a little convinced. I'm still a skeptic, but I'm like, fuck it. So I'll like tell you. And my wife to be asked me, she's like, can you just burn some sage in this house? And I was like, I don't know if I'm the one who should be doing it because I don't believe in this stuff.
Yeah, like how does it work? Yeah, like
how does it work? You know what I mean?
Protocol.
Like exactly. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I'll do it. Like if it brings you peace of mind, like I'll do my job. Sure, I'll do it. Next day, I go into the house. It's bedtime. It's like 10:30 at night, and again, it's just us. It's dark outside. We turned off all the lights downstairs. We're in her room with the only room with lights on right now. And I'm in there, like, all right, I'll let me sage your room. I light it, and it's like a little cup, like it fits in the palm of my hand. A couple leaves of sage in there. I light it, and the amount of smoke coming from this thing isn't a lot. It's really not a lot. It's like as if you blew out a 3-wick candle. There's a little residual smoke coming out. You could smell it, but it's not a lot of smoke. So I light the thing and I walk around her room a little bit, go into each of the corners. I was like, wow, it doesn't make sense for me to just do your room. Like, I guess I got to go in the hallway. So I go in the hallway, go left, go up to the other room. And then now I walk down the hallway and I'm at the top of the stairwell. And again, all the other lights are off. Downstairs lights are off and everything. I'm at the top of the stairwell. I turn around to go back to her room and just catch my eye and I look down the stairs. And again, lights are off. So I just see the stairs fading into blackness. And I catch oh my God, I'm getting shivers just talking about it. Something catch I can't see anything, but I can just feel it. I just know something's at the bottom of that stairs staring back up.
Oh, dude, no fucking way.
And I can feel it. I can't see anything, but I can feel it. And I was like, whoa. I've never this is brand new to me. What the fuck is this? So I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this, but I have to go down there now. Like I have to. I can't leave it there. So I go back to my wife to be, and I'm like, we gotta go downstairs. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta go do the main floor. She's like, okay. So she follows me. We turn on the lights and we go downstairs. And I walk around the main floor, and there's a hallway that leads to the basement stairs.
Oh God.
So we turn on all the lights except for the light in that hallway. So I walk around the main floor, and now I'm standing at the front of that hallway that's dark, leading towards the basement stairs. And it's strange now because now it's like I can feel that whatever's there went down into the basement. So I'm like, okay, so wherever I'm going, you're running from me, is the sense that I got. Like I was upstairs, you ran to the main floor. I went to the main floor, you're in the basement now. Like I could feel this, and like I'm not questioning it because I'm like, yo, this has never happened to me. This is all intuition happening, instincts. Like I'm literally just listening to my body right now. I was like, okay.
Oh,
So
dude,
I walk down the dark hallway, and I'm at the top of the basement stairs now. And the basement stairs turn, so I can't see the bottom. But I'm just looking at it, and I'm like,
worse.
and I'm like, fuck, I have to go down there. So I tell him, like, babe, we gotta go in the basement too. She's like,
Bro,
okay.
you would be dead in a horror movie. You'd be the first
know.
character to die.
Because I'm colored. Because I'm colored, I don't stand a chance.
It's not because they sage.
No, it's because I'm colored, man. I could be the smartest person, I'm still dead.
It's in horror movies. They're always like, why do they keep burning the leaves and just following me? Like they fall for it every time.
Exactly. So we turn on the basement lights. I don't want to go down there, but I go down and we turn on all the lights. And I'm walking around in there. And now, remind you, the smoke coming off this thing is not a lot. Not nearly enough to trigger anything. But lo and behold, the smoke alarm upstairs goes off. And I was like, I thought immediately, I was like, there's no way this set off a smoke alarm. Like I'm in the basement now. Like no way. And her dog kind of freaks out when the smoke alarm goes off. So she's like, oh, like, let me just go turn this off. No, I told her, I was like, yo, just go push the button, turn it off so your dog doesn't freak out. And she goes up the stairs, and literally this is in the span of like 3 to 4 seconds. By the time she gets to the top of the stairs, the smoke alarm turns itself off. And now I'm in the basement by myself. And the thought crosses my mind. And again, I'm a skeptic here. I at this point, like, and I'm starting to believe, but I sit there, I'm standing in the basement by myself, and the first thought that crossed my mind when she got to the top of the steps and the smoke alarm stopped, I was like, oh, you wanted me alone. And as soon as I thought that, this overwhelming cold sensation just grips all over my body. Like it's as if something's standing right behind me, just staring and breathing down my neck. And I was like, holy fuck, I've never felt this in my life. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't be a bitch. I can't be a bitch. Like I have to be a tough guy. And I was like, fuck it, I'm not moving. So I did one more lap in the basement just to be a tough guy. I'm shitting my pants. But I was like, fuck it, no, fuck you. Like I'm the man here. I do one more lap and then I go upstairs. I'm like, all right, we're going to bed. Like I did my job. Interestingly enough, since then she hasn't heard anything. Nothing spooky's happened. However, she hasn't been home alone for an entire night since then because COVID happened and her mom's at home now. She can't go anywhere. So I don't know if it's just her being alone, but nothing's happened since.
Damn.
Which I think is interesting to say
That's
the
Dude,
least.
nuts.
I see. I would put it there because I would be like, all right, let's go turn off the alarm together. There's no fucking way that I'm staying there.
I would have been like, yo, leave it.
Yeah, we could get to that
Yeah,
later.
No,
you're
it
with
was
me.
so loud. It was like almost, it was because it came out of nowhere. It kind of scared me. Like, oh, like I wasn't expecting that. And it's just loud and it's going off. I was like, yo, shut that shit off. Like, I'm not trying to hear this right now.
Yeah. Holy
It's
shit.
spooky.